I'm the author of the Rival Love series of Natalie Decker. We're in my kitchen today because we're going to be cooking and we're going to be talking about my book. And why are we cooking and talking about my book? Well, it kind of goes hand in hand. The character in my book, Skylar Fletcher, she totally loves to cook. And in one of the books, she's actually making homemade pasta for Caleb. I'm not making homemade pasta, by the way. I'm making homemade sauce, though. So that kind of goes hand in hand. We are making homemade spaghetti sauce. Yay! So how would you make homemade spaghetti sauce? Well, in my case, I like to use Roma tomatoes. I like to cut them in half, and then I like to dig out the seeds. And then once I do that, I place them all on a typical pan like this. I actually already did this, so sorry. So I put it on a pan, put a little bit of olive oil on it, put my tomatoes on it, and then I like to put my seasonings on it, on top of the tomatoes. I use garlic powder, garlic salt, Italian seasoning, oregano leaves, a little bit of onion powder, and some fresh basil leaves, and some rosemary. And then I like to roast it in the oven. 375 is the temperature for 25 minutes. And once those tomatoes kind of get like a little bit soft, we stick them in a blender and blend them up with the herbs and spices that we already put in there. Okay? Which we will add more later. Like the herbs and spices, we'll add more into the saucepan. So, just so that way we can keep the flavor up. Because sometimes it gets a little bit lost while it's baking. But it's just a little bit. Alright. So, let's get back to my books. So, Rival Love. What in the world is Rival Love? Rival Love is, it's a YA contemporary romance. And it follows the two characters. Skylar Fletcher and Caleb Morgan. Skylar Fletcher moves into her rival territory, and her hot complication in that rival territory is Caleb Morgan. Not only does she have to share a house with this hot complication, she has to figure out how she's actually going to survive her senior year with this man in her life. Because these two hate each other. Their rivalries go beyond years and years and years. And once she's starting to get into competitive sports and everything, her sports became really competitive to her, and she was just all gung-ho about winning and going through and beating the competition out and just being the best person that she can be as in that sense. Then what happened is she learns to hate this school, and it's not like a typical hate. It's it's like, oh, you go to that school. You guys suck. No, it's kind of like, you go to that school, bam, I'm punching you in the face. Or I'm hog-tying you to a chair and leaving you out in a woods somewhere for, out in the cornfield, and, someone has to help you, and you're going to be stranded for hours and probably pee your pants because you're not going to get any help. But, the scarecrows around you, or the crows that are going after the corn, or you're just going to be talking to the corn yourself, That's basically how this is. And these people are, kind of crazy in that sense, but it's really a good, intense rivalry. And let's see here. How else do I describe it? So she moves into this territory. She has to figure out, how she's going to survive her senior year. And then she learns, maybe she doesn't hate Caleb after all. And Caleb maybe doesn't hate her. And they learn to be friends. And then, can they go beyond friendship? Could they actually, learn to love each other? And so that's how I came up with the title of Rival Love. Because these two are rivals, and then they learn to love each other, yay. But something happens at the end of the Rival Love book, and it causes Skylar to leave. So, we go into Rival Hearts. In Rival Hearts, we're following Caleb's story, and we're following Skylar's story. Caleb is going after Skylar, and he's going to try to bring her back. Because he's like, I can't, like, no, she's mine. I have her, I have to deal with her, I love her, I'm keeping her, I gotta bring her back. So he brings her back. Then there's another complication in the way. One of Caleb's ex-girlfriends shows up with a big surprise, and he's just like, oh no, how am I gonna deal with this? And Skylar's like, yo buddy, you're on your own. I'm out. So she realizes that she can't handle what he's going through, and they're just basically, they come to grips with, they're at war with their hearts, basically. So, that's that book. But if they can overcome their, problems, then yay, love conquers all. Rival Dreams, that follows them again, and this time it's going after their dreams. And Skylar's dream is to become a doctor. She's going to Duke University, and she wants to go to Duke Medical School, and she wants to become a doctor and save the world. Yay! Caleb's dream is to go in the NFL and, kick some major butt in football, be the best young quarterback ever, get all those MVPs and all those awards, and just like break a crap ton of records and just be freaking awesome and get in that Hall of Fame. Hey. But in order to go through that journey, he has to figure out if he can let Skylar go, because he doesn't want to leave her behind in her dreams. He wants her to accomplish her dreams, but he's got this chance to go to the NFL draft early, and it's like the biggest, best chance he has. And for him, he's like, oh my gosh, I gotta do this. So how do you tell someone that you love that, hey babe, I'm going to the NFL, but I don't want you to follow me, so I want you to stay here, but I don't think we can do the relationship thing anymore, because, remember we tried that long distance thing and it kind of didn't work? So, see ya. Yeah, basically that's kind of what Caleb does. Just kind of like makes the decision for her and breaks up with her, and she's just devastated and is like, oh my god, you're such a dick. But then she finds out the truth of why he broke up with her, and she understands, but she's still mad at him. Like, dude, you should have gave me that chance to like make the choice for myself and make the decision, but you just did it for me, so you're kind of an asshole. But she goes back to, hey, all right, cool. Just getting over it. And in Rival Dreams, though, we have to figure out if she's going to, if these two are going to figure out, all right, these are your dreams, but could your dreams change into something more? Does she have to go to Duke Medical School? Could she leave Duke Medical School and go somewhere else? And, what would happen? So that's that. What I'm working on right now is a new series called Scandalous Boys. So once you read Rival Love series, if you do like, everything that you've read so far from me, check out Scandalous Boys series. It comes out in 2016, so that's going to be pretty awesome. Let's see here. How did I come up with any of my series stuff? Well, I was reading an article on the internet, and it was kind of funny. It was actually about two schools that I actually knew, because I went to a school in Ohio. Graduated from Steubenville, Ohio, and high school, and the school that was on the news was a school that's like half hour or hour and a half away from me or my house, and it was about their school rivalry, and I guess these like kids were making fun of the other cheerleading team and or kids on the cheerleading team, and they classified it as not rivalry, like taunting or anything like that. They classified it as bullying, and I was like, wow, that's weird, that's interesting, and I just want to learn more about that. And so, because I knew these like schools, they were super like, whew, they're like intense rivalries. And just like, you know, where I went to school, we had an intense city rivalry, and we used to do like all kinds of crazy crap. Like paint the town in different colors. And if we saw like another team's house, like, I mean, these people were like crazy. They like painted their houses and their yards in their school colors, and so if we saw that and it was their school colors, well, we kind of just like egged and TP'd and did defiling things to their house. So but yeah, that's what people do over there. Excuse me, kind of getting over a cold. Let's see here. So when I read the article, I thought that was very interesting. And then I thought to myself, wow, how many books actually go into the intense rivalries? And I realized that not a lot of books touch on it at all. They kind of like braze over it. Oh, hey, we're playing our rival team tonight. And I'm like, okay, well, what makes them a rival? Oh, you know, we just hated them for years. Yeah, but that's not really, I mean, what makes them a rival for you? And I just didn't like have that knowledge in most of the books that I've read. So I thought, wow, that'd be interesting. Just go ahead and write that. So that's what I did. I made it unique and I wrote about it. Woohoo! And that's how I came up with that. Yay! Other than that, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. And if you do pick up my books, I hope you enjoy them. And, you know, everything like that. So, bye, you wonderful readers, and I hope you have a great day.